On Friday, Perry was nonetheless convicted of murder. Governor Abbott of Texas says he's going to pardon Perry immediately. Why? The governor cited that it is one of the strongest stand-your-ground states. And a Texas Board of Pardons is launching an investigation with this as a miscarriage of justice against the governor. Doesn't believe in his people deciding cases anymore. I guess he knows better than the people. Why have a jury system? Let's bring in defense attorney Mark Geragos and Florida prosecutor Dave Aronberg. You know what? Just for the sake of intellectual curiosity tonight, let's mix it up for a second, shall we? Geragos, do you believe if you were forced to make this case, what is the pardon principle for the governor on this from Texas?
Well, you just talked about that the pardon board is going to do an investigation. Don't be fooled by that. In order for him to issue the pardon, that is a prerequisite, a hurdle, so a predicate before he can do it. So he's basically invited them to do the investigation. In fact, I can't tell you how many juries I've said, or in jury selection, do you believe like they do in Texas? Yeah, we'll give you a fair trial, then we'll take you out back and shoot you. This is the opposite. You're gonna get your fair trial, then we're gonna take you out back and we're gonna pardon you.
Oh, but let's talk about the why. So, Dave, what's the best argument for why you pardon? The governor is right. It is stand your ground. But that was at play in the trial, and they convicted him anyway.
The real argument, Chris, is that Governor Abbott wants to run for president, and he's in a MAGA arms race against Ron DeSantis. So they're playing to the right-wing base, and they're taking orders from Tucker Carlson. That's the real reason this is happening. Now, this governor would tell you that the reason, though, is because he wants to stand up for justice and protect people from these Soros-backed liberal prosecutors like the one in this jurisdiction. And so it's his job as governor. He has the pardon power as long as that committee that he appointed, by the way, that board recommends a pardon. So he's already pressuring the board to send it to his desk so he can issue the pardon. I think it's grotesque, but that's the reasoning behind it.
I think it's dicey, Mark, because he's disrespecting the public, because this was an actual case. But let's be honest, you're right, this is a perfunctory thing, but it's necessary for the process to have the investigation. But there are very broad pardon powers for executives from the state and, of course, on the federal level in the body of the presidency. He can do this. It's just, will he win or lose for doing it? I bet you it's a plus.
I think it is a plus. I don't think it's a minus for him from a political standpoint. What gives me a little bit of pause, I mean, if I'm talking as a defense lawyer, I'm going to say, okay, this is great. This expands the right of self-defense. If I'm talking about somebody who's walking around in Texas, this is kind of like what George W. did with the strikes. I mean, this is a preemptive strike. This is a preventative strike. You take a look at what he said, what he told the officers beforehand. He shot and asked questions later. He didn't want to let it get to a point where he had to worry whether or not he was going to have a gun pointed at him. So it's a pretty bold defense.
So even though Geragos usually is trying to mitigate circumstances, and Aronberg, as prosecutor, is trying to make the most of them, this is what he's talking about. This guy, well in advance, was talking about doing exactly what he did, okay? If they attack me or try to pull me out of my car, then yes, by the way, we have no understanding that that's what happened here. He wasn't even right on the law, by the way. They don't have to attack you. You just have to perceive that that's what's going to happen. And if the jury thinks it's reasonable, you're okay. Do you have more of this, Dusty, to show people? All right. She's getting around to it. Well, when that gets up there, we'll say, okay, I believe he was going to aim at me. I didn't want to give him a chance to aim at me. Dave, help me understand this. The guy doesn't point a weapon at you, but you thought he would, and he did have a weapon, so good enough.
You have to have a reasonable fear of your life, and he did not. And as shown by his social media postings, that he went out looking for trouble. He went out looking for a fight, and the jury found that he was the aggressor there. That's why they found him guilty. Now, look, if the prosecutor was the judge, jury, and executioner, then maybe the governor would have a point. But according to our system, the prosecutor is just the prosecutor. It takes a jury of this defendant's peers to find him guilty beyond any reasonable doubt. Plus, the judge has a say in all this. And so he is overturning the entire criminal justice system, but saying it's because of some liberal prosecutor there, when it's a lot more than prosecutors. As you say, it's an insult to the people who are in that community who found this guy guilty unanimously beyond any reasonable doubt.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.